kids, they like it because they have a big backyard, and they have a little playscape in the backyard, so there's lots of stuff. We built the house with kids in mind, so there are places for them to play and a lot of kid stuff to do, but I mean, they're fine. I never thought that being a mother would be, I hate to get mushy and schmaltzy because everybody who has, you don't have any children, do you, Corey?
No.
If you're married, I'm hoping you, if you're not married, I hope you don't have children. But there's something about when you have your own children, which you will learn one day. When you have your own children, everybody says, oh yeah, it's great, but it didn't hit me really until I had my own, how really special and really neat they are. And I see these stories about child abuse, and I see stories about kids being neglected, and I really don't get it, because what I realize with my own two is that they are so anxious to please, and all they really want to do is make you happy. And all kids really want love, and they want somebody who cares about them. And I'm convinced if kids who were troubled got more love and understanding, I don't think it would solve all of the problems, but I do think that it would make a difference. So I am just nuts about them. Jerry Brooks and I have a thing, because I'll go and I'll be talking about the kids, and Jerry will go, is this going to be much longer? And he loves children too, but I think mothers have a tendency to get carried away, and you realize, this is only interesting to yourself. So I have to watch that sometimes.
There's something special and different in motherhood.
It is. It really is. And I never thought that I would be one of these foaming rabbit. I knew I would love my children. I knew that, but it's just, when I'm away sometimes, I call Bill and I go, God, because I had to go on assignment last week, so I was out of town for 3 nights in a row. And it just killed me, because it was like an aching not being able to be there when they go to bed, or give them their little baths, or talk to them and hear them and touch them. And I think it's wonderful. I really do.
That's wonderful. And your husband's name is Bill?
Bill. Bill Bumpus. Yes. That's his name.
And you said he went to Yale?
He did.
And is he
My husband is a very formal type of person. Don't you think? Yes, someone in the studio has met Bill. I mean, I'm really outgoing and really, and he is just very formal and very matter of fact, and he's a lawyer, and lawyers are always right. But yes, his name is Bill Bumpus, and I think that in terms of, I think we complement each other very well, and in terms of raising the kids, he's just as nuts as I am, which is good. When Kirby was first born, she was our first baby, and we used to alternate, one night it was his night to get up, one night it was my night, but she would cry sometimes. It was something in a cartoon. We would both be trying to get out of the doorway at the same time, where you get kind of stuck. No, I want to get her. No, I want to get her. And people will go, that will change, but it hasn't really. To me, it just keeps getting better.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Thanks.
How do you keep your own opinion out of your newscasts?
Well, that's not really hard, because that just comes with the territory. But I think I would be lying to you if I sat here and said I didn't have an opinion about things. I think anybody who's a human being has a personal preference for things, and they have an opinion about certain stories or an opinion about certain people. But it isn't my job to give people my opinion. My job is just to tell them what's going on and to give them the facts of the story. But the stories that really get to me are the ones about kids. I don't know if you remember that story about Jessica McClure, the little girl in Texas. You'll know when I tell you the story. The little girl in Texas who fell in the well. Remember that?
Yeah.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Okay. And she was in the well for 53 hours. And I remember when she came out, it was like 9 o'clock right before we went on a news break, and I was so excited, and people said, but Gail, get a grip, she's okay. Because it sort of brought tears to my eyes, because Jessica was 17 months and Kirby was 16 months at the time, and I kept thinking, God, that poor mother, what she's gone through, and oh my God, I hope she's okay. So those kind of things really get to me. But I think that, there are times when the news is so horrible and so depressing that if you take that home, you'll be a nutcase. We have that story in New Haven recently with the little girl who was found in the garbage bag.
Yes.
Heard about
Did
that?
they ever find out what happened with that?
Well, the case is still under investigation, but I really do believe that authorities suspect a family member, and I think that there is going to be an arrest. But there hasn't been an arrest to date, but they're no longer calling the case a kidnapping. They're calling it a case of child abandonment, which is a very interesting distinction. But no, they haven't made an arrest yet. But those kind of things really get to me. But you have to be objective.
Yes. Now, we have
A present
yeah,
for you.
Pass It On t-shirt.
All right.
Thank you for coming.
Oh,
Pass
thank
It
you,
On.
Corey, very much for inviting me.
Thank you.
Very nice to meet you.
Are we going to see you at the Apple Festival on Saturday?
Oh my God, it's this Saturday. You know,
Yeah.
I went every year even before I moved to town.
Really?
Yeah, I did. I went every year before I moved here, just because they have great apple fritters. I am
They
a pig
do.
too.
They're so good.
And they have great apple pie, and it's the last time of the season that I can get a barbecue cheeseburger. The ABC House always has barbecued cheeseburgers, and I love those. So I'll be there. Are you going?
Maybe. I don't know.
Corey, wrong answer. You're a Glastonbury resident, so you're supposed to say, yes, I can hardly wait.
Yes, I can hardly wait.
Very good, Meg. Will we see you there?
Yes, in fact, I will be performing there, so
Oh,
you
are
might
you?
see me, yes.
All right,
We're
I'll
performing
be there.
scenes from Shakespeare that we're doing at the high school.
Oh, my.
Yes,
I'm
so-
very impressed. Well, I'll be looking for you.
Great.
And Corey, when you see me on the street, don't act like you don't know me. Okay?
Yes.
All right.
Thank you for watching Pass It On.
Thank
Yes,
you.
we thank you. Bye. Bye.
Bye.